Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your October 2023 tarot card reading. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your October 2023 tarot card reading. Hope you all are doing so well. So let's take a look here, see what comes through for October. All right, so we start with the receptive. The yielding yin principle, devoted, patient, supportive, obedient, responsive, intuitive, earthy, and mother. It's bringing in that more divine feminine quality. So this seems like a month to walk softly. Okay, it seems like a month to, first of all, not judge yourself too harshly and also not judge others too harshly. It feels like there is some divine guidance going on. There may be some pretty significant adjustments happening for you. And the best thing that you can do is just go with what feels right. You don't have to overthink this. You don't have to project all sorts of, imagined scenarios. It's just what makes you feel the best. And when I say the best, I don't necessarily mean the safest. I don't mean the most peaceful. It's like what feels the most right. Sometimes what feels right is also very difficult. Okay, this is not necessarily about making your life easier. It's about improving or taking yourself to a new level of some kind. And whatever idea you've had trickling down, or whatever ambition or desire you've had growing inside of you, chances are you're going to start taking steps with that either this month or in the months to come. Scorpio and Sagittarius seasons, in here somewhere between Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius seasons over the next 3 months. But right now, it does feel like you're just kind of listening. You're just sort of in a state of readiness, in a state of preparation, and I don't know that you're necessarily waiting for like that moment to jump or that moment to, I don't know that there's going to be any one moment where it's like, okay, this is it for sure. I think you're going to be easing your way into things. I think you're going to have this really beautiful combination of free will and your own initiating spirit and that divine guidance. And those two things are going to really balance themselves out. So it doesn't feel like you're carrying the entire load all the time. And it doesn't feel like you're forcing things forward. It feels like it's aligned and therefore you do it and that's it. Okay, so it does seem like a nice soft month. Now we do have eclipses, so there can still be some swings in there, but generally it feels very soft for Sagittarius. Okay. At least right now. I may change my tune with more cards. But let's see what the environment card says. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, there is something about humility coming through as well. Something about kind of putting your head down and just focusing on what you've got going on. This is not about looking outward or looking toward anyone else and comparing yourself to anyone else. This is about staying in your own lane and, I'm trying to think, this is not a time to force yourself into any kind of a box, all right? This is a time to be more a little bit like water and kind of take the form of whatever container or whatever situation life sort of throws at you. It's not a good time to expect things to look the way you think they're going to look. It's a better time to be open to any and all possibilities. That way you're not going to be shocked or surprised. All right. But that requires humility. That requires openness, open heart, open mind. Okay. It requires those two things. I'm kind of feeling like the universe is trying to tug you towards something pretty great, whether it's a new career or something. Whether, especially with Lilith now officially in your 10th house, I think Sagittarius is going to be really, really focused on their career for like over the next 9-10 months. There's going to be an extraordinary desire to make something happen there. A lot of movement, a lot of change. Okay. But you can't have the change and you can't see the progress if you think it's supposed to look the way that you think it's got to look. all right? That's going to be your biggest issue. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at the tarot cards. So what else does Sagittarius need to know for October here? We have the Ace of Cups. I love that with the receptive card here. We have the Moon also. A lot of femininity coming out for Sagittarius right now. And then we have the Tower. See, exactly. You can't expect it to look any type of way. You can't expect it to be any type of way. And the minute that those expectations start getting projected onto another person is probably going to be the minute that you start getting in trouble. All right. This is going to be, and even here we have water, right, taking the form of the cup, and we even have water flowing here, taking the form of the shape of the river, right, carving a path for itself. I feel that there's a lot of illumination to be had for you in this more receptive mode. I feel like you're primed for, I'm seeing like a lot of the eye, like that third eye symbol. I'm seeing a lot of that. So the illumination of that third eye, the illumination of a better way, a better perspective. Again, new ideas, new desires can also come through as well. You can start to see deeper meanings with things, especially if you're trying to process something from your past. You might start to extract new layers of wisdom from past experiences as well that help you process and understand, and things that are better, you're able to leverage better into some I'm losing my words here, but you can take that experience and leverage it into something better, or transmute it into something better for yourself. You may have to open yourself up to a really challenging perspective, or a challenging voice, or a challenging option. But I think the challenge, I don't know, it enables you to see something more holistically. Again, don't let pride get in your way. This is not a time to lock yourself into anything. And that includes an opinion. That includes a point of view. I'm not saying your point of view or your opinions are wrong. It's just that maybe they are somewhat incomplete. I feel that the universe is trying to complete something for you, or it's trying to give you something more to work with that's ultimately going to be in your best interest. If you're trying to bring something to life, if you're trying to open up a new chapter, you're trying to get a new career, trying to find a new relationship, trying to find a path, right? If you're trying to find something, or trying to take life to the next level, in however you define that, your receptivity is going to be the best tool in your toolkit, because you're going to need a more holistic perspective in order to make that next chapter happen. And that might also mean looking and analyzing your own behavior, which I think Jupiter retrograde in the 6th house is really kind of hitting home for Sagittarius right now. But looking at your own behavior, looking at your own inner self, whatever it is, you look internally and you realize that maybe you were hung up somewhere and you didn't even know you were hung up, and that there was an issue, there was a blockage, there was a narrative that you had going on in your mind that actually was or is problematic. Okay? But I kind of see this Tower as being a mechanism through which you are set free. Right? You set yourself free throughout October and on into November. And then when we hit your season, late November and through December, you'll be able to really harness that freedom and do bigger and better things. Right now, you have to come into contact with that. So if you're prideful, you're probably not going to acknowledge something. And if you don't acknowledge something, well, you're just going to stay where you are. Okay? We have the Princess, or the Page of Coins, Knight of Coins, and the Fool. All right, well, I love the Fool directly under the Tower, especially because I just spoke about freedom. Tower is the mechanism through which you attain freedom, and the Fool is what happens once you've done it. Okay, so there's something, I don't know, it feels exciting, it feels liberating, and even though this can be disruptive, it also feels thrilling. Okay, it does seem like Sagittarius is catching a little bit of a wave right now, and things have that potential to really speed up. Now, the Page or Princess of Coins here does feel, again, kind of really tapping into that more divine feminine quality that's coming through, the more yin energy. Feels more day to day. You can have long-term plans, absolutely, but even the Knight of Coins here, the Prince of Coins, both of these really, it's like just take one day at a time. Wake up, do today as best you can with a full heart and a full mind, and then do it again tomorrow, okay? And I think you're going to probably get lost a lot in just regular life, but I think that's a good thing. Because when you get lost in regular life and you're just running your errands and you're going to work and you're paying your bills and you're playing with your kids or your pets or you're doing your household stuff and you're just living your life normally, sometimes you don't realize how receptive that state of mind can actually be, where normal life can sometimes feel therapeutic or meditative. It keeps you busy, keeps your mind occupied, but in that subconscious realm, it also opens that up. And there, like I said, there's a little bit of third eye stuff going on. So you keep your conscious mind busy with your life, that's fine, but it's not going to block that third eye. It's not going to block the subconscious in any way. There does seem to be some kind of a fundamental change or a fundamental adjustment that's happening on a more neurological or molecular level, if we can say it that way. And that's what's needed in order for you to really embrace this next chapter. I do like the Fool, especially because one of the words here was responsive. And then we also have intuitive here too. I feel that the Fool is both responsive and intuitive. It understands that there's a new chapter beginning. It understands that there's, a new era, and that's defined by what Pluto is doing. Just for the record, Pluto is stationing direct on the 10th of October. So please keep that in mind. So Pluto is very much at play. He's going to start, he won't hit Aquarius this month, but he's going to start moving back into Aquarius for the second time, okay, in the months to come. So we kind of have that double dose of kind of that little taste of what we're going to get, or that little taste of what Pluto in Aquarius is going to be for us as individuals. And the Fool can feel it. And Sagittarius, I know you can feel it. You're definitely going to start feeling a lot more motion in your life. And the Fool is 100% here for it. But it's just not quite here yet. Okay, but it does indicate a readiness of spirit. All right? To be responsive to the opportunities that come your way, and to allow your intuition to guide you to determine what feels right for you. Now, keep in mind what feels right. I don't know if I said this already. Maybe I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry if I did. But what feels right does not always feel good. It doesn't always feel easy. Okay, sometimes sometimes it can, but there's a big difference between what feels comfortable versus what feels right. So you're going to have to make that discernment on your own. This is about what feels right, even if it's a little bit hard. But your intuition is not going to misguide you. Beautiful Ace of Coins. So we've got an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Coins. We have a Nine of Cups and a Nine of Coins. All right, so the reason why I love the nines is because it's more about personal and individual fulfillment, which is required, I think, to have some degree of stable and healthy relationships. I'm not saying we ought to be perfectly healed or anything, But we do have to have some semblance of joy in our life in order to really be able to be open to other people and to give to other people. And we don't have to have everything. All right, it doesn't mean our whole life has to be perfect. Sometimes it's really hard to be there for another person or be there and show up all the way if we are depleted. And I feel that this is a month where Sagittarius has an opportunity to replenish. All right, and maybe that's the receptivity as well, to accept the Ace of Cups, to accept the Ace of Coins so you can replenish yourself. It might be a month of self-care if you really need it. And self-care does not necessarily mean like hot bubble baths, okay? I mean, it can be a part of it, but really it's more about connecting with nature, journaling, getting in touch with yourself. Maybe you do have to kind of cancel some commitments because maybe it's a little too much, whatever it is, but truly is about taking care of yourself. And because I keep looking at that tower, it's like you're going to need that replenishment. You're going to need these reserves. Okay, this is emotional replenishment, and this is physical or material in some way. If you are concerned about your money or your financial situation, this is going to be a good time for you to really sit down with yourself and sit down with spirit. You can commune with spirit right now, right? To really sit down and say, I got to put myself in a better spot. I have to make a better decision. I have to wake up tomorrow and do something different that's going to put me in a better circumstance. It's going to improve my life. Same thing with the emotional stuff. If you're in, let's say, a really, a difficult friendship, or you have a really toxic neighbor or something, this is one of those times where you say, this situation, this circumstance isn't right for me. And a lot of times, especially when we're dealing with relationships, we can't expect to change the other person. So given what you have to work with, given history, given patterns, what are your options truly, right? Don't let pride get in your way. This is not about fixing anybody or getting anyone to behave in a way that makes you feel better. This is about you being autonomous and being empowered and saying, what is really the best for me? Is it cutting this person off? Is it moving away? And figuring out a way to put yourself in that better position and prioritizing yourself. Because the only way that you're going to be able to truly show up, not only for other people, but also for the future chapter that's opening in your life with this Pluto thing, if you really want to be able to show up for that, you have to get yourself in a spot where it's possible to do that. And if you have hard relationships, non-supportive, draining, exhausting, whatever the case is, if you have those types of relationships that you're not really interested in keeping, now is a good time for you to figure out how to replenish. Okay? And maybe there is a little bit of planning and strategy coming through. But again, it's more of a day-to-day type of deal. It doesn't have to be this huge undertaking all the time. The minute you kind of align yourself and start taking small steps, these opportunities are going to come in. These are not very evasive, all right? You don't have to work very hard for these aces. They can be small little tokens that indicate, hey, yes, you are on the right track, Sagittarius. Yes, you are making good decisions. Yes, this is going to carry you where you ultimately want to go. And then you can continually make small adjustments from there. But it does feel that there are fundamental changes going on. It is internal in your physical body, molecular, neurological, whatever. You're growing, you're expanding, and certain circumstances are becoming a little too tight, right? It's like when you have a plant and you know that the roots are just getting too big, right, for the container that they're in. So you need to transplant them and put them into a new pot, like a bigger pot, okay? All right, let's go ahead and pull out the clarifiers because I have a feeling this is going to get a lot deeper. So for those of you who are new, we're going to pull out a bunch of new cards. And all these cards we're going to talk about in the comprehensive reading. And the link for that will be found down in the description box and comment thread down below. So let's just see what comes through here for the receptive card. I like the Two of Cups, because it does indicate the presence of others. Environmentally, we have Two of Wands, the Hermit, and the Death. Okay. Now for the Ace of Cups. What does Sagittarius need to know here? Two of Wands, Ten of Swords, and a Three of Swords. Okay. Knight of Cups, Five of Wands, and Two of Swords. For the Tower, Six of Coins, which doesn't surprise me for Libra season. Seven of Coins and another Two of Cups. It does feel like you're going to be reaching out to other people and getting advice. So now we have an Ace of Cups, again, another Ace of Cups. A Six of Wands. And another, well, not another, but Eight of Cups. Seven of Cups, the Emperor, and the Lovers. The Gate, which is like the Judgment card. Ace of Coins, Ten of Cups, Six of Cups, Ten of Wands, Eight of Swords, whoops. King of Coins. Oh. I did not realize this card had multiple lovers card. Okay, well, I guess this deck has multiple lovers cards. So we got two lovers. Ten of Coins, beautiful, and Page of Cups. All right, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive reading. So if you want to join, all that info is down below. Thank you, Sagittarius. You know how much I love and adore you. Have an amazing October, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.